Good evening. I'm going to try this again this evening to see if my phone will not cut me off. Again, it's at night, so you won't see anything. And earlier, my messages were about to not use the P word, but adults taking advantage of children in my part of the world. And I don't know what's going on in y'all's part of the world, but people of authority taking advantage of children seems to be a problem. We also have this wonderful thing in our country of impeachment of a president. And as far as I can see, I cannot find any reputable reason as to why this is going on unless there is something that the public is not aware of. But this has been going on for 3 years, and it's just ridiculous. Our country supposedly is doing fairly well. I don't know, maybe financially, economically, job-wise. I don't know about financially, as far as the structure and the basis of our country. I mean, we're in a lot of debt, but they just keep printing money, so it just kind of is cyclical, and I don't know how that exactly works. How do you actually owe somebody and then you have a fall of an area and you don't owe them anymore, or they owe you? And I mean, is it just a draw at that point? I mean, it's it doesn't seem really concrete in its structure. They'll say, well, I owe this much on paper, or I have this much on paper. That means it's not liquid. It's not really in existence except on a computer screen and a bunch of numbers. So how exactly are we in debt? And does it mean anything unless somebody calls us to the carpet that we owe that money? And how do you call a country to the carpet that they owe the money when they hold one of the biggest military powers in the world? And I'm not just talking about the United States, I'm talking about any country. I mean, how does that exactly happen? Not so sure. You know, it's you get to the middle part of your life and you start looking at things and realize how vicarious it is the way things are set up and what actually is real, what actually is theoretical, gets very foggy. Very foggy. Oh, can't see it on the screen because it's dark, but there's a stray pretty cat who just wandered up. I miss my cat. She was mainly an outdoor cat and did a lot of hunting. I don't think this one has a home. Looks fairly young. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Hey, kitty kitty. Oh, just scared itself. It's rubbing up against my leg. They know I like them. Anyway, I am just sometimes just overwhelmed. I like to be a problem solver and look at a situation and, think of solutions. But when you look at all these little areas in our lives and in our world, whether it be political, financial, spiritual, whatever it may be, things aren't very simple, and one person changing things is possible, I guess, but not for usually your average person. Now, I watched a documentary on Hong Kong, and pretty impressive to see 2 million people protest out of 7 million in that city. 2 million getting together and peacefully protesting, trying to hang on to their country, their city, and keep it independent of China as far as politically, to be able to run their own city the way they want to, in a democratic way. This cat is up in my face. It jumped on my lap. Hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Get down, kitty, kitty, kitty. Get down. No. What are you doing? Oh, it has a collar. It's somebody's cat. Get down. Go hunt some mice. Anyway, but it's really impressive to see all these people come together, very organized, and fighting for what we take we take for granted and take advantage of our freedom in this country that we still have left. And to see them unify and take care of each other, trying to do what they can to hold on to what they've had. And it's quite interesting. This cat has worked its way on the back of the chair and is now on my shoulder. Or leaning over my shoulder. It's a young cat. Anyway, I'm sitting on the back of my porch, minding my own business, trying to do a video for y'all, and it's late at night, and I get this cat. It's just too funny. I can't even do a video without some sort of interruption or something bizarre. I wonder whose cat this is. Anyway, I just sometimes get so overwhelmed looking at all that's going on in the world and the wrong, and with our social media and things, yes, we have more access to information than we ever have before, and that's a good thing. But then it can be a bad thing, because sometimes you just look at everything and go, wow, what is going on here? This is a little too much. But I can tell you that in my decades of being here on this earth and in this country, things are getting weird. I don't even know. Down. This cat keeps jumping on me. Things are getting weird, weirder and weirder. I mean, the fact that we can have a president that's gone from, a TV personality to president is just unbelievable. I appreciate some of his say it as it is type of attitude, but I also would appreciate a little bit more decorum sometimes. But when you're constantly being badgered, it would be hard to keep your sanity, your couth about you. I mean, put myself in the same position. I think I would have lost it a long time ago with it, and just probably at this point, like he is, saying it like it is, because of the attacks from the other side. And then the Democratic Party and their candidates right now, I mean, it's a joke. Absolute joke. There's a problem when you can't have a regular person, a regular intelligent person, not from some big family, not with the financial means. I mean, you've got to be extremely wealthy to run for president, or they choose you and they back you with their Democratic money from the DNC or the GOP if you're a Republican. Or, I mean, the other parties aren't strong enough right now. We do need more parties in this country. But it's just, everything's such a conundrum. Everything's so upside down right now. Nothing is just solid. And I like things to be solid. You know, back years ago, things used to be a little bit more predictable, and there's nothing predictable about life today at all. And there's one thing I want to do before I leave this earth is I want to write a book. I have the writing ability. It's just coming up with the idea. I've written so many papers in my education, it's unbelievable. But to just let go and write a novel, I'm thinking more of fiction, maybe based on some factual information, of course. But if any of you have any ideas, a plot of what you would like to read, what you would like to see written, put it down in the comments. I'm open to anything as far as writing. The only thing I don't think I'd be delving into is horror or some sort of Harlequin romance type thing. I read one of those one time just to see what these women were reading, and that's the last time I read one. It was kind of funny. But if any of you have any suggestions on what it is that you think we need to see more of written, let me know. I would like to pursue something in writing, but just to nail down what it is that I'm going to pursue, I'm not quite so sure. There's a lot of story lines within just my reality and my family and the things I've gone through, but I don't want something that's just so negative or down. I mean, I gotta have a happy ending somewhere, or where it's leading to something. So any ideas would be greatly appreciated, because I hope to do that before I exit this place one day. Yeah, I'm getting to that point in my life where my parents are getting old. I mean, I see it, really old. And it's kind of scary, because being the oldest of a family of 10, I'm next in line. And it's, coming to face to face with your mortality is, sometimes, if you're honest, it's kind of scary. But in a way, I also have had experiences, not personally, but through my son, my grandfather, where they saw things on the other side that were wonderful, apparently. And these are two people that I can trust to tell me and not make up something. Um, my son was only 8 when he told me, and my grandfather was a very stoic man and did not speak of such things. He was the World War II generation and was also in the Korean War. The only reason I know of this is because he told his son, my father, and he shared it with me. So, this is a man of few words. So I completely trust that. But then after that, he was less afraid of dying. And there's comfort in that, much comfort. But this is the time of your life where you start seeing that there is an end. I mean, when you're young, you're going to live forever. When you get to the middle, you go, whoa, wow, I made it this far. And there's not much further. And with the way time passes so quickly, Thanksgiving just snuck up on me quickly. And now Christmas is right around the corner. These years are flying by. Flying by. And I mean, the older people would say, yeah, time goes by faster as you get older. They're not kidding. It's getting faster and faster and faster. I mean, is it the perception because of our age? Is time, which is something we've created, actually speeding up? I mean, what actually is going on here? It's beyond my comprehension, really. So, but I am glad. Here I am, 17 minutes and 14 seconds. And this cat, I'm trying to sit back down and it got in my chair. And it hadn't cut off yet. So apparently, maybe I fixed the problem. I fixed the problem. So, yay. Again, see a problem, want to fix it. So, that's an accomplishment. But I worked today. I'm tired. And I just wanted to get a video out to make sure this thing did work. Tell you that I'm doing really well. I hope all of you are doing really well. At this time during the holidays, remember, it's the people that you're around. It's not all the material things. And I've always tried to emphasize that to my children. And, if you have one really, really good friend, you're lucky. And if you have one person who truly cares about you, you're lucky. If you have more than that, you're blessed beyond recognition, because there's so many people out there who are alone. And at this time of year, it's got to be really hard. Really hard. And for those of you who have lost family in this last year, and I know it's difficult for us who are left behind, but just know that they're in so much of a better place. And life does go on. Energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. And we are energy. We're made of energy, and we put out energy. And you can feel it off of people. Negative energy, positive energy. Why can't I say the word? Anyway, so just know that they are in a better place. And I want y'all to have a great holiday season. This weekend I'll be going out of town. I don't know where. It's going to be a surprise. Yay, me. Because we haven't done anything, just us, without children in a while. So hopefully that'll be nice and relaxing. I've been told to go get my fishing license, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. So wherever it is, I'll be fishing. And I do love to fish. I find that very relaxing. I learned how to fish from one of the best. My grandmother taught me how to put a hook on the line and take the fish off myself. She was quite something, my grandmother. She went to her house one time and she let me use her fishing pole, and I went out to the back to the canal, and she told me, do not lose the hook that is on her fishing pole because it is her favorite hook. Well, what happens to me? I catch an eel, of all things, that swallows the hook. So I took it up to the bank and beat the eel to death, cut out the hook, and fed the eel to the cats, the wild cats that are there. But I went back to the house with that fishing pole and that hook, because I wasn't going back without that hook from my grandmother, or I was going to hear it, and I certainly wouldn't be able to use her pole ever again, and that wasn't going to happen. But that's a good memory. But y'all have a great holiday, and I will get back on here as soon as I can. And just know that those of you who listen to me, it means a lot to me. I don't have many people on here, and I appreciate it. And again, let me know if you have any ideas for a novel that you think needs to be written, or a storyline, or a concept, anything like that. And y'all have a great rest of the week. And maybe I'll get back on tomorrow or the next day. I have a couple of days off. I will talk to you later. Bye for now.